Bonjour everyone, welcome to another diecast showcase. So today we're going to be doing a little Free It Friday sesh based on recent diecast acquisitions and finds, and yeah, basically found a few main lines from Hot Wheels, got some a couple premium Hot Wheels as well, and we'll finish off with a couple oddballs that I let myself get tempted with. So without further ado, we will get started. So first and foremost, for this specific episode, there are no chases. Did find a whopping amount of this specific case of Hot Wheels, with this being the mainline version of the Super 87 Audi Quattro, the Euro Quattro. So very, very nice casting. It is lacking the rear details, but overall, love this kind of like aquash green color. Great set of front tampos with that little Quattro license plate, and of course the fading 4 rings on the side. 10 spokes in white look great, offset those white rings very well. So yeah, I mean, Audi castings in general, there's most of the Hot Wheels mainline Audi castings are must-haves for me. This is no exception. So definitely happy to add a third colorway to the collection. This one is going to stay carded. Hopefully do stumble upon the Super. Wally Worlds are getting pretty full of this case right now, so I believe this is a case for 2025 if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I mean, these are all international. As you can see, there's no guarantee for life, no case code on the hook, but yeah, decent condition card, seeing as I fished it out of a dump bin, so pretty happy about that. Next, we'll check out a pair of the newly reduxed Tesla Model S Plaid casting. Found both of these in the same dump bin. So one's part of the Hot Wheels EV, other one quarter mile Heroes. And since I found two colors, well, one I'm going to keep on card, i.e. this red one. And I really want to open this blue one with you. So to get the Free It Friday festivities started, because I really want to compare it to the older casting from a dozen years ago. So let's get this guy open right away. So here is your new version of the Tesla Plaid. So as was with the older one, tampos front and rear where they actually count. You got the big gray Y5s on here. And it's quite a leap. Well, not a leap. Let's just say it's a definite betterment of the casting itself as compared to the older one, which is right here. So first casting did have, as you can see from the side profile, a raised front lip, as well as a raised rear diffuser, so as to not get stuck on the track, the orange track. This one is with the chrome PR5s. Tampos on the back are not exactly the same, but at the same time that's kind of normal because this would be facelifted and this is the very first version. Same if you look at the front. This one still had a grille, the first iteration of the Model S, whereas we can clearly see that the new version does not, so definitely the facelifted version. Overall, wheelbase is pretty much the same. I think the old casting seems wider from the base because, as you can see, the lip on the side does actually go over the end of the rocker panel, whereas it does not on the new one. The metal does supersede the plastic base. But yeah, here are the bases side by side. So clearly 2024 license versus 2014 license. Oh, actually it's 10 years old, not a dozen years old. Apologies about that. Yeah, and that's right, because the Model S, I believe, came out in 13, so that would make sense. But yeah, overall, there you go. Base is a little bit more detailed on the newer version, as opposed to not at all detailed on the old one. And the tone of blue is definitely much darker on the old one versus the new one, although they are both very metallic. Paint quality does seem better on the old one, though. As opposed to if you look at through the light here, you'll see a lot of orange peel on the new version. It's kind of a shame, but you know, could be worse. Could be worse. Another casting we are going to be liberating is this one, because as when I showcased this car in a recent finds video, I did swear that if I find the first version in the original colors, I would be getting this one out of the card. And my local dollar store delivered, which is inundated with this specific case right now, the one where the Hirohata Merc was actually released. So again, I went through very, very extensive details in regards to, well, not a long rant about this casting upon me picking up this one, so I won't go through the whole thing, but that's just to say this is a legend in the custom hot rod world. You know, the post-war boom of car customizing and, you know, just lowering and smoothing out and chopping tops and Frenching headlights and integrating lights and bumpers and grills from other cars. And yeah, I've got to get one of these free, so we'll do just that. Here it is in its glorious two-tone metallic green finish with the little Hirohata logo that is still present on this second colorway of this car. B case for 2025. We'll have a purple version that will have an alternate Super Treasure Hunt version, which I would be in awe if I could pick one of those up. It's definitely a nice cast, just missing the details for the lights in the back, and these lights are actually, I believe, either from a Cadillac or a Buick, as opposed to the Merc lights. Nice little front tampos, discrete front tampos, so that's great. And you do get these two chrome protuberances and the chrome interior that lends itself to the bumpers. Green base. There you go. So this is based on a 51 Mercury coupe. Very, very nice piece that I'm definitely happy to have free and will look great in the 50s hot rod stash. All right. Now, I think that we won't be opening any more main lines, but I'll go through quickly the other main lines that I found. So I did manage to pick up an alternate colorway of the NSX, and my favorite color for an NSX, white. Although the 94 spec dark green is pretty cool too. But that does not have a version, I believe, from Hot Wheels so far. Now, I'm current on all colorways of this casting, to my knowledge at least. Yeah, great addition to the Honda stash. Still preparing that Mega Hot Wheels, well, actually, no, should I say Mega Diecast Honda Special. I've been working on it for a couple months, just trying to get every single piece of Honda diecast in 3" / 1/64 that I have in the collection. Still a couple that I'm rummaging through storage to find, but I think I've identified all the ones that I'm missing. And yeah, this is going to be part of that showcase when that showcase comes along. And of course, extremely hot. Another casting was very much looking forward to get, even though it's, you know, there's a couple lackings here and there. This beautiful Honda S100 Racing. So that is definitely cool. Unfortunately, no front and rear tampos, because you do get a top pass as well as side tampos. But something that I find really cool about this specific casting and its initial livery is that it's very reminiscent of the Gran Turismo racing version of the Honda S800. You know, include all the way up to the hard top, basically. I think that the retro slot 5s are a great choice for this car because they do emulate wheels that would have been used on the racing version in period. And yeah, the cast details are really, really good. So adding details should be pretty easy, although I'm not taking this one out of the package yet. We'll wait for alternate colorways and see how that goes as they are released. Next up, I'm going to show you two castings that I find super original and super nice that are part of this same, I believe, last case of 24, first case of 25, really not sure. As mentioned, these are all international. So first and foremost, this really awesome custom Volkswagen T3 van. I love vans, and this one I find really, really original because of the flying buttresses. As you can see, there's a lot of air passing through this, even more visible from the rear. And they're actually floating buttresses because the lower and top part are kind of not connected. So two-tone brown and gold with the retro-ish livery. Number 79, which I'm assuming emulates the model year of this specific van. And I just love the front tampos on this that are pretty close to what you see on the picture, although you see clearer here because there's no plastic bubble to reflect light. Kind of like, again, cyberpunk kind of look. And you know, I find the way that the rear is treated kind of reminds me of the latest iteration of the all-electric iteration of the super van from Ford that was released twice already, if not 3 times, by Hot Wheels in different color variations. So that is very cool. Very, very happy to pick that up, especially on a super clean card like this. So that's definitely a keeper and definitely going to the Volkswagen stash. Last carded mainline we're going to be checking out is one that I was really, really looking forward to acquiring. The card condition is not perfect, but there weren't a whole bunch of these. People really seem to like this casting, and I totally understand why. Is this collab between Aston Martin and Hot Wheels. The Aston Martin DB4 GT High Speed Edition, so made for the Bonneville Salt Flats, which is why you got some white tires on there with the white wall and the white centers. You know, kind of looks like it would have moon discs on the picture, but that's fine. Love the Zamac finish and all these little touches, basically. I mean, you've got the really cool script of that Aston Martin in cursive on the rear wing above the Hot Wheels logo. You have the GB for Great Britain, the Hot Wheels slash AML for Aston Martin Lagonda, which is awesome. Yeah, a lot of little touches here, you know. Great front treatment. No lights is fine on this one because honestly, this is purely made for top speed runs. I love how the rear is really, really profiled out and kind of like thinned out to make it as aggressive as possible. Side exit exhaust. I mean, this thing is just a really cool piece of custom kit, and I really like it, despite there's a small bend on the card here. Well, maybe more than small, but this is still going to stay on the card. And yeah, a few more cool additions to the mainline carded collection. Now, I did manage, as mentioned, to find a couple of premiums. First one is the most recent acquisition. And I really wanted this one to go with a previous pop culture release from Hot Wheels with the first Batmobile. This is a really cool concept. So it is the action sedan from the first iteration of the Action Comics superhero comics from the late 1920s, early 30s. And that's also the era of the car that's literally mocked up to look like the comic style drawing on the card. And I think they did a pretty good job. Proportions are much more realistic. It actually looks like a real car as opposed to being much more cartoony. Got a very, very early version of Superman right here. And yeah, it's got that kind of like manga feel that's really, really popular with show cars today. So I don't know. I find it's a very cool concept, and it'll go great with that first Batmobile. You know, comic book cars. So that's my first one that I managed to pick up in premium. Second one that we're going to be looking at is this. Let me just find a better way to position this here. I'm going to push this a little bit forward here. There we go. That looks a little bit better. I should switch these over. Put these over here because they're newer cars. This is a perfect fit to go with this one. So them Teslas really like to roll away. All right, so next premium, definitely picked it up. We're going to be opening it because I purposely got a damaged card, and there was only one of these anyways, so I wouldn't have been able to pick up another one. But this new Datsun King Cab Baja Custom with the Datsun livery, BF Goodrich sponsorship. You know, you got the Bilstein on here. You got a little. Is that the JNC? Oh no, that's the Valvoline. A little Valvoline logo here that matches the red, white, and blue paint scheme. Great, as does the BF Goodrich. And yeah, so Datsun 720, which would be how this truck was called on other markets. And yeah, the card has a pretty significant bend. I tried to kind of correct it, but you know, it's damaged. It's warped. It's really, really warped. So you know, it's already starting to peel a little bit there. So why not just bring it all the way? And I don't have a Datsun / Nissan pickup of this generation. So well, until now I do. So this one is a. Okay, so this is a, well, yeah, it's a Datsun, so obviously it's a US spec. Well, North American spec at least. We've got the netting instead of the windows on the side. This one does have a windscreen, bash bar on the front, and all the rear appendages that makes it Baja truck. It does still have the tailgate on the back. Great tampo work all around, which is kind of to be expected with the Gold Series or Premium or however you want to call them. Metal on Metal / Rear Rider series of cars, so very, very cool. I like the off-road beadlock 8-hole wheels, aggressive tires, off-road tires, and here's your base. New casting, so obviously no chase. Forget about chases. This was from Walmart. Yeah, it's a really nice one. Really, really nice pickup truck. I really do like this truck a lot. So we'll put it right here next to the other premium. And as a bonus, we're going to be opening up another premium that I realized I actually do have another colorway of. And every time, as you may know if you watch my videos, if I get two same castings and two different colorways, I will always open one. And the one that we're going to be opening is an older Boulevard. It is the number 20 Skyline C210. So the generation that followed the Ken Mary Skyline. So yeah, this one is kind of like slammed with an old school livery, the CJs and all bunch of stuff here. It does have a bent corner, and the bubble is slightly starting to come off. So since I did pick up the Skyline box set, the old school Skyline box set that has one of these in white, I think this one is worthy of a crack, and we're going to do that right now. We're going to check it out in more details. I mean, this car is just set up right, in my opinion. Just really well set up. With the 8mm 4 spokes with the kind of satin gold silver chrome lip, deep dish wheels. Slammed to the ground. It's got the fender flares. Too bad it doesn't have the wing mirrors though. That would have been a nice touch. But yeah, overall, very nice front details, badging. Nice gloss black paint with the chrome window surrounds. Would look great if they did all the windows in chrome surround. But again, I'm not going to complain about that. This is an older release, so there you go. You got your license plate on the back. And very nice details for the bumper trim and the rear lights. No tampo work on the top, which is great because it makes it just look cleaner. And yeah, really, really nice classic JDM stanced car. Put this one right in front here. There we go. All right. Last couple pieces we're going to check out just after we check what was in that series. So this is a 2020 copyright, and if ever you're curious to know, these are the alternate cars. So twin wheel I never got because not interested. Cool Combi I actually got rid of it. I sold it. And I do have the other two, the Trueno and the 33 Stradale. So definitely a pretty solid wave. Pretty solid wave. They were so much easier to find back in the day. So basically, I did stumble upon for the first time. This is going to be the third vehicle of this lineup that I buy. It's a Muscle Machines, and it's the Ferrari F40 in classic Rosso Corsa with the good old 3-piece 5-spoke Speedline wheels. And yeah, nicely done. Nicely done. Proportions are pretty cool. And, you know, the one that I really wanted the most was that white Countach, which I do have. Now I have the other Italian dream car from that same era, the F40. And I thought to myself, since now I do have 3 of these, maybe I should open one. And the third opus of this, it's non-Italian, and it's but still a compliment to the Italian color trio of their flag, red, white, and green, would be this green RWB 993911. So I don't have one of these loose. I really want to see how they feel in hand and just check out, you know, what's up with Muscle Machines. So I'm gonna open up this packaging. Seemed more complicated before I actually checked out how this is actually constructed. It's actually not that hard to open from what I can see. Split open the card in 2, which splits the bubble open. These do come with a separate base, 2 little plastic end pieces. And there we go. Kind of lighter than I thought. It does have a plastic base, but yeah, so it does come with this nifty little base here. There's some type of movement possible. But, I'll check that out at another time, but here's your base anyways, a little tiny base here. So make a tiny bit more room. Push the Teslas a little bit to the side. Put this very cool skyline here. Drop the base. Not music-wise, but just plastic base. And let's check out this RWB in a little bit more detail. So you got some painted front lights, very wide, which is normal. It's not my favorite version of the RWB front bumper for the 993, but side profile is pretty cool with the Ravelt on the side. Idler's tires, which is great, and you do, you know, kind of get the SSR SP1s, you know, very cool. Nice details on the back. What is written here? Svelte. I have no idea what that means. It's in German. I have no idea what that means. So you got the double-decker wing, so kind of like the GT2 CS type of wing. The windows are blacked out, so no interior. And here is your base. So it's screwed together, as you can see. And the exhausts are painted silver as well. Overall, pretty interesting stuff. I kind of like it. So there you go. Here's your humble haul. Last piece, kind of a bonus. This is actually not a find I made, but something my daughter actually got given. She got a little 24 car carrying case that has those that 4-lane track that comes out of it, and inside were quite a few Hot Wheels, mainly fantasy castings, a couple cool ones though. She had got 2 color variations of Triumph TR6 from Hot Wheels. She got also a Panaz GTR1 race car, which is cool. Casting I don't even have, but the one that really like surprised me, and I'm jealous that she has this in her growing collection. Really cool older Holden, 80s, late 80s Holden Commodore SSSV. You can see the actual SV right here. And yeah, here's your base. Kind of hard to see, but it's got a 1989 copyright. It's got the black walls, plastic base metal body with the inserted front lights from the window piece, red interior, white gloss paint. Obviously a few chips because this thing is like 35 years old. Okay, I can't expect it to be perfect, except if it's on card maybe. And but all in all, stood up the test of time well. Limited details if we're talking about the casting details, but overall, you know, easy to recognize if you're into Aussie muscle. And the cool thing is, this is not a police version with the strobes on the roof. So street version is I've not seen a lot of these, honestly. So I'm really finding this very cool, and I asked her if I could borrow it for the showcase, and she was glad to lend it to me. So there you go. So that pretty much sums up finds for last couple weeks. I hope you enjoyed checking them out with me. If you did, hit that thumbs up, comment your feedback, tell me which one was your favorite in these pickups, and of course, subscribe if you want to be notified of uploads when I actually upload them next. On that, I will wish you a great weekend. Happy hunting, stay safe out there, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye.